Hi my little goslings, and welcome back to my random thoughts on Thursdays. This week I am doing the 2013 Christmas tag. Alright, before I begin the tag, just a quick update. If you watched my vlog last week, my neck is much better than it was. Actually, it was this side, wasn't it? Than it was. I did finally go to urgent care like I said I was going to, and they got me some muscle relaxants and about 2-3 days worth of those and some ice packs, and I was all back to normal. So thankfully, I'm all better now. For anyone who was wondering. Okay, so I'm just going to dive right into this tag. First question, family traditions. So as a child, my mom and I lived with my grandparents, her parents, and so my grandmother kind of kept a lot of German traditions for Christmas, and she kind of mixed up some of the German traditions that she grew up with some of the American ones. So, for example, I got an advent calendar, and she did for the advent calendar, she actually made one herself out of felt and sequins and things that she did all the needlepoint on herself, and had a lot of little pockets in it. And every day from the 1st to the 25th there were little goodies in there. It could be money, it could be chocolate, it could be whatever, sometimes little tiny toys. And so that was kind of fun that she always did that. Another tradition was putting the Christmas tree up on my birthday and keeping it up until her birthday on February 2nd. So yes, our tree was up for a long time, but we always had a fake one, so it didn't matter. It didn't die too quickly or anything, so that was always kind of cool. Let's see. For Christmas dinner, when I was really little, we always had it at our apartment, and my aunt and uncle would come over, and we either did sauerbraten or we did leg of lamb. Leg of lamb more often, but every now and again we'd have sauerbraten instead. But then as I got older and my aunt and uncle got married and they bought their own house and everything, we started going to their house for Christmas instead. And we always did Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve, which is sort of the more, I don't know if it's European or German specifically, but we always did Christmas Eve, and opened up presents at midnight when I got older. When I was younger, I got to stay up later than I normally did. I think I had an 8 p.m. bedtime, and I think we opened presents at 10, and then everyone dispersed and I had to go to bed. But those are a few of the traditions that I had as a child. Obviously my grandparents and my mom are long gone now, so don't really follow all of those traditions. The one thing I do keep is the Christmas tree. I put that up on my birthday, and it stays up until what would have been my grandmother's birthday, and so I keep that tradition going. And I do still, when I get a chance to cook Christmas Eve dinner, because very often we'll be at my in-laws, either the ones up in Montana or my husband's brother's family and his in-laws. And so, but they always celebrate on Christmas Day, so I still try and do a leg of lamb or a sauerbraten on Christmas Eve just for me and my husband. So those are some of the traditions that I try to keep. And that was kind of a long explanation. On to question number 2. The worst gift ever given or gotten. I guess, okay, this is the only thing that springs to mind when it comes to worst gifts, because all the gifts I've ever gotten I've always appreciated and have always enjoyed in one form or fashion. I'm not very picky when it comes to gifts. I appreciate the thought that everyone puts behind things. Now, the one gift that was the worst gift I ever got actually was a birthday gift and not a Christmas gift, but it was an ex-boyfriend of mine gave me Strategio for my birthday. I hate strategy games. He bought it because he wanted to play. That was his entire thinking behind it, is, oh, I'll buy it because I want it, and I'll give it to her, but we'll have an excuse. And he made me play it a few times, but I was like, I hate this game. So for me, that's really the worst one I've ever gotten. And I try very hard to give gifts that I know people will like. And if I don't know somebody very well, I'll often get them a gift card or something like that, at least these days. But anyone that I know really well, I always try and get a gift that it fits their personality, the things that they like, that kind of thing. And so I've never had anyone tell me that it was a bad gift. If I ever did give a bad gift to anyone, I apologize, but I hope they were all good. Number 3, the best gift I was ever given, or I ever gave. Wow, I mean, I've gotten so many. Like I said, I really appreciate all the gifts that I get. This year, so the one thing that my husband and I do is we give each other like one big gift, 1 or 2 big gifts every year, and we kind of consolidate them across several different occasions. So this year I got the dining room table with the dining room set, and that was my anniversary birthday Christmas gift. So that one was pretty darn good. Let's see, best gifts. I mean, I always appreciate all the gifts I ever gotten, and there isn't a single one that just stands out in my mind as like, wow, that's the best thing I ever got. I mean, I love getting clothes, like really nice sweaters and things, and turtlenecks and stuff. And so far, everyone who's given me stuff, they figured out my style pretty well. I love obviously getting hoodies and things. I actually got this from my relatives in Germany several years ago. This was really good, so I really like this one. But best gift, I don't know. I just enjoy all the gifts I've gotten over the years. So and in terms of best gifts given, again, nothing really stands out. So anyway, I will just keep moving on. Number 4 is best reaction. It ties into the other 2. I'm not going to go there because I don't remember. A lot of gifts I give, I ship to remote people. People like our relatives in Montana and Chicago and Germany, etc. So I don't get to see their reactions. My grandmother always had really good reaction. She was always overcome with emotion when I gave her gifts. She would have the most emotional reactions to gifts I gave. Other than that, I usually get a polite thank you if nothing else, but I don't think I've ever had an over-the-top reaction from a gift I've given. Number 5, favorite drink. I would say the absolutely top of the list in terms of non-alcoholic would be eggnog chai from Starbucks. Putting the eggnog in the chai, just fantastic. I'm over the moon. I love that stuff. In terms of alcoholic beverages, I either enjoy a nice hot toddy, hot buttered rum, and occasionally also a Bailey's coffee with some whipped cream on top. Any one of those 3 are really good. Alright, how do I spend Christmas Eve? So, kind of talked about that a little bit, since my husband's family tends to do everything Christmas Day. They're like several generations removed Americans. Their ancestors came here 4 or 5 generations ago, so they're very, very American in their traditions. And because I'm a first generation, both of my parents were born in Europe and they were raised very European, especially with growing up with my mom and my grandmother. So we observe the Christmas Eve tradition that most Germans, as far as I know, most Germans do that. I know my relatives in southern Germany do, and my grandmother did. So, like I said, right now it's just usually me and my husband, and I'm this year making a leg of lamb and some side dishes, and I'm gonna make an ambrosia salad, and we're just gonna curl up on the couch after dinner and look at the Christmas tree and watch some TV and just spend the evening, just the 2 of us and our pets, and that's pretty much how we're doing it this year anyway. Alright, number 7, ever snooped or unwrapped presents? One time, I was sneaking into my grandfather's closet. Now, I wasn't looking for presents, I swear. I must have been 7 or 8 at the time. I think I was playing hide and go seek, or I was just looking for a place to hide at home or something. I don't remember exactly what, but I ended up in my grandfather's closet, And I found the baby buggy that they got me with the baby doll that they were going to give me for Christmas. And I realized very quickly what it was, and I ran out of there like, oh shoot, I don't think I was supposed to see that. So I wasn't purposely snooping, but I did find out about my gift a little early that year. Number 8, favorite Christmas food. I love all of the German sweets that you can get for Christmas. There's a few places that I can buy imported German sweets here, and my relatives in Germany often will send me some of them as well. One of my favorites, my number one favorite would have to be Stollen, which is sort of a sweet bread that's filled with dried candied fruits and nuts. And then the kind that I like always has marzipan in the middle. Marzipan is a sweetened almond paste. And then the best one I've ever had was a Stollen with the marzipan, and it had like rum, the essence of rum. Either the marzipan had the rum, I don't remember, but there was rum and marzipan and all the nuts and the fruits and the and there's usually powdered sugar on top, and oh, it was just absolute heaven. So I love that. There's another kind of goodie called Lebkuchen, which when you translate it, it says gingerbread, but it's not like American gingerbread. I mean, I guess it does have a bit of ginger in it, but it's, they look kind of like cookies, but they're soft. And the ones I like tend to have like a sugar coating or a chocolate coating over the top. And they have little bits of nuts and crystallized sugar and ginger in the cookie mix, but like I said, it's soft, like not like a bread, more like a cake. Like a cookie-shaped cake. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's really good. And then finally would be something called Dominosteine. They're these little cubes, and it's a layer of that Lebkuchen, a layer of some kind of a jelly, and a layer of marzipan, and then it's all wrapped in chocolate. And just love it. So those are my favorites. Of course, if you're thinking of something savory, I love leg of lamb for Christmas. And I love sauerbraten as well, so either one of those would be my top savory favorites for the holidays. Alright, so number 9, favorite memory. Well, my childhood memory of Christmas, that's kind of all blends together now over the years, so I don't know if I have a specific one, but the one thing I really appreciated about my family, now my family did not get along with each other very well. My grandparents fought with each other, my mom fought with her parents, my mom fought with her brother, my uncle and aunt fought. I mean, just everyone was always fighting all the time. Lots of yelling, lots of screaming, lots of anger, lots of issues. Very dysfunctional. But during the month of December, from my birthday, and actually usually from Thanksgiving all the way through about New Year's, they would stop. They put aside their differences, they got along, and you know, years and years later my uncle said, yeah, they all agreed on purpose after I was born to get along for my sake for the holidays, so that I would have happy memories for the Christmas holidays. And I have to say that I appreciate, you know, in retrospect, I appreciate that so much, because I have wonderful memories of the holidays. I mean, it was the time of year when everyone seemed to get together and love each other, and I really, really wished that they would do that the rest of the year, but they didn't. But it made the holidays special for me, magical in a way that I can't explain. And so in general, that's my favorite memory of the holidays, is just how my family was able to put aside their differences just for me, for the holidays, and make it special for me. And to this day, I'm still so grateful that they did that. It meant a lot, and it still does. Number 10, do I decorate? Yes, a little bit. My husband is really not into Christmas. He's like a really bah humbug. Hates Christmas. His family did not put aside their differences for the holidays, and so there was lots of fighting, and he's got some really bad memories for the holidays. So, but I do put up a tree, and I try and put a stocking up by the fireplace, and I did put some lights out on our front porch. I kind of wrapped lights around the railing around the porch and things. So I do a little bit of decorating. I don't go anywhere near overboard like my grandmother did. My grandmother turned our entire apartment into a Christmas wonderland. Every year she made a new felt and sequin panorama thing that she would work on throughout the fall, and like it was like wall-to-wall decorations in our house. We had Christmas tablecloths and just everything. So she went overboard. I keep it minimalistic and tasteful, and you can see I have a little Santa over here, and I don't know if you noticed earlier that I have a Christmas wallpaper on my computer, which has now gone to sleep. But so I do a little bit, but I don't go overboard, otherwise I think my husband would kick me out. Maybe not, but favorite Christmas song, number 11. I would say almost all of the ones from Johnny Mathis. Just kind of going back, for those of you who might not know me that well, I am an atheist. I follow Christmas traditions that are Germanic in origin because that's how I was raised. We were kind of secular family as it was, and I continue the secular traditions. So I like all the secular Christmas songs. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year is probably one of my top favorites. I love that song. And like I said, any of the secular Christmas songs from Johnny Mathis, I love all of those. And it's Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, that's another good one. Growing up, one album that we had at home, it's not a Christmas album at all. It's an album of German folk songs that you could listen to at any time of the year, it doesn't matter. Done by a famous German pop singer from the 1960s, his name was Freddie Quinn. And the only time of year we ever listen to it, we always listen to it on Christmas Eve. And so to me it's a Christmas album, even though it isn't. So there's a number of songs on there that I enjoy as well. And yeah, but I guess if I have to pick one, Johnny Mathis, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year would probably be my number one favorite. And finally, number 12, one present that I want this year. Well, as I mentioned earlier, my husband already got me the present that I wanted this year was the dining room set, so I already have the present that I wanted. I guess, and also we bought this nice new house this year, so that kind of counts as well. And yeah, my husband's off the hook in terms of actually putting something under the tree for me this year. He really is, because we've spent a lot of money this year already. And if you're curious, my husband never watches these vlogs, so don't worry. But for him, I did have a bit of a slow period this year from my work. For those of you who don't know, I'm self-employed. And so my husband helped me with the mortgage payment. He already put 50% down on the house, so he owns half the house and I'm paying the mortgage for the other half. And he and I would keep our finances separate. It's just how we handle our finances. It's how we're comfortable doing things. I don't want to have to go to him and ask him permission. Oh honey, gee, can I buy these pair of shoes? I'd rather, I have my money and I can spend it how I want. However, I did have a slowdown this year, and so for a couple of months he helped me out with the mortgage, and I do have to pay him back. And so one of the gifts I'm giving him is a partial repayment of what I owe him for that. And he's really been into musically Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, and Bela Fleck is coming locally to a local theater here with someone else whose name I forget offhand. He's not coming with the Flecktones that he usually performs with, but I figured he might enjoy that, so I also got tickets for us to go see them. I think it's in January that they're gonna be here. So we're gonna. I basically what I printed out the tickets and put them into a box and wrapped them, so it looks like a bigger present than it is. He's gonna open it up and he's gonna like, you bought me a wireless router. because it's a wireless router box. But if you feel the weight of it, you can tell that there's nothing in there because it's pretty light. But then he'll get the tickets from that. So that's what I got my husband. Alright, I think this tag is long enough. I hope that all of you have happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus, whatever you celebrate, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I won't wish you a Happy New Year because there's going to be one more vlog next week before the New Year. So until then, take care. Bye-bye.